Good evening, everybody. If you can hear me clearly, please, somebody, please hit that like button. Listen, it is important, right, it is important that you do hit that like button so that we can bring more people in and spread what we're talking about. Y'all got to give me a moment here. We are waiting on the mayor to come in, and StreamYard has been tripping. Thank you for that like. Thank you for the likes, please. It's very important that we do that. And I'm still not charging for a like, so get in on them while they're still free. I just got a piece of mail that is crazy. But anyway, listen, welcome back. A lot to talk about, a lot of things going on in Georgetown and Williamsburg County, to be exact. As a matter of fact, shout out to the people over at the Bloomingville Association for putting together, again, another beautiful, safe, and fun 4th of July parade and picnic. Very good. You guys deserve a round of applause. And of course, that's not the button. But a lot to talk about. The folks over in Deerwood are dealing with that slumlord, the slum king. And Veronica, if you're in here, please make sure you tag him over here. Because he blocked me. He had me, he spent some money and he had me blocked on, had my video blocked on TikTok, video that we took from the meeting that was held by the citizens, the people that live over in that area. And so we'll get into that a little bit more. I sent a link out to Mr. Randall Neesmith. Mr. Randall Neesmith, I sent a link to him. He's a county councilman over in Williamsburg County. And so no doubt, salute to you, my man, Rob Loda in the AT Ella checking in. Appreciate you. Again, a lot of crazy stuff going on. Have they identified the people who jumped out of that vehicle? The two people that jumped over in. I mean, somebody got to break that down to me like I'm a 5-year-old, because I don't follow that clearly. Like, and then again, we had two people jump over the bridge, and from what I'm understanding, the bridge on 41, the bridge going into Jamestown. So apparently they took the cops on a high speed chase, and that was the results of it, where the two people got out of the car while the car was still moving, and jumped. The woman apparently survived. Again, I don't know if they've identified her yet, but they didn't identify her. And the man who lost his life, he was not identified at all. But it's just crazy. What's going on, Miss Veronica D? How are you? Welcome back to the podcast. Hey, shout out to Miss Madalou Rivers. Miss Madalou Rivers, I saw her the other day, and she was like, hey, I ain't seen you in a while. Well, I was like, hey, Mayor, let's go, bro. Let's go. You know what I mean? So again, I appreciate everybody that's come up to me and said, hey man, thank you for keeping me informed. It really does I really do appreciate it. How you can help the podcast out is by hitting the like button. That's what we need to do. We need to spread this farther and farther and farther. And we need to infect some other small towns and inspire some other people and people to get involved and be in the know. A lot going on. Football's coming up. This browser is kind of tripping, so I'm not going to be able to do too much graphics tonight. But football season coming up, and I am definitely looking forward to that whole thing going on. Let me bring up my co-host up here. Welcome, sir. How are you? Welcome back.
And I could tell it's been a while because I am challenged to try to get this thing.
I don't even think it's you. I think it's the something like, so whenever I come on StreamYard, they give me this message about something with Chrome or whatever. But
Yeah.
but I say this right here. we're going to be updating. We're moving into the future. We're moving into the now when it comes to computers here very shortly. So things are going to be a lot, man. But anyway, Mayor, welcome back, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm better now. Yeah, I'm better now, and hopefully things will continue to improve. But health wise, man, we're good. A lot of work going on. We've missed a lot. How long have we been off the air?
Man. So I don't know, a couple months, man. Because I started with softball, and definitely, again, I would recommend that for you to get into coaching. I definitely would recommend it. I would recommend that. And let me say this: that's where they people talk a lot about where black faces are not. You feel what I'm saying? Trying to be in different spaces. Well, I can tell you where we need some black faces, black male faces, black female faces in the little league coaching rinks.
With
Okay.
with experience, right?
With experience. Yeah. Ooh, let's got a caveat that with experience.
Yeah,
and,
I'm touring with these lights I got around here, so bear with me.
it's all good. It's all good. Listen, trust me. You just didn't see the what all I'm going through with the but it's all good working it back together, working it all back together. But yeah, that's an important part with experience. But here's the other part of that. You can get experience. You can learn. If you go into it saying, all right, look, I'm going in this to help and to learn.
That's right.
And you can learn. I mean, you can definitely learn.
But baseball, softball, that's my passion. The one thing that I can say I'm skilled at or was, and so I would thoroughly enjoy coaching if I could find the time. But we got to make time because I agree with you. It's the impact that it have on the kids in the community. We have to get our kids, and specifically, our African American kids, back into these kind of events. It's always basketball, football, but maybe one or two of us are participating in baseball, and that's a huge loss because we have some talented kids out there. So I'm with you, man. We'll find some time.
No doubt, man. I reached out to Jarian, but he's playing tonight. So once his schedule kind of, because they everyday baseball, man, he is out there tearing it up, man. Shot a big part of that youth sports I've watched and pay attention close to this year was it is parents, moms, dads. It's a sacrifice.
That's
Okay,
right.
every day going to practice. The equipment, it's a sacrifice, but it's worthy. It's worth doing. And I look at Miss Felicia Cumby, and she's been doing it for a long time, man. And this kid he is out there tearing it up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Jaron is a special talent, and preferably, he get a shot at the major leagues because where he is now, you can tell he is the most dominant player of all those teams that he's playing against. And so I think he deserves a shot. And so yeah, so we were behind him. We definitely, and it's not just because he's our homeboy, but it's because this young man
He got the
is a
goods.
baseball
Listen,
player.
he produces. This ain't no DEI hire here, baby. This guy here, this guy here produces. This guy here got the goods, man. Everywhere he's go, he's leading and batting, putting up these numbers, getting these in season awards. Like
Absolutely.
yeah, the guy is doing his thing, man. Before we transition, I want to shout out. I've been seeing, and I got to reach back out to these guys. I haven't reached out to them all summer, letting these kids, do some of these football players. But I've been definitely tracking Mr. Chris Stewart and his travels and what he's been doing. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I am like looking forward to see, because in his travels, he picked up, and I'm gonna ask him this, but I'm assuming he picked up some other skill sets that what I mean, that he didn't even know about. And man, I'm looking forward to him executing it on Friday night. Uh, you know,
Listen, this is. I said this last year too, and I don't, I stand by it. guys. And again, this year, man, this is our year. Last year too, we still had a lot of great talent last year. I mean, super talent. We lost a few of those guys, graduated and moved on. But I'm telling you, man, with Chris and those guys we're talking about right now, the big pressure cooker, McNair,
Yeah.
we have a chance to go. Now we're going to be facing some major talent, especially get down in Carver's Bay. We got that 5-star
Oh
outstanding
yeah, Mr.
project
Giles out there, man. Shout out,
guys.
salute to him and his father, man. For
Yeah,
his father been really in the background sliding information for me to pass on, and so I wanted to salute him. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, and he's got a kid in the grind. But go ahead.
yeah. And the thing is that you see the difference too when you have, as you mentioned, Felicia, Chris's mother, um, Judge Giles. When you have the parents involved with these kids, especially with these special talent, they're going to go places because they're going to make sure that they get the right attention and be in the right places to again to showcase their talent. And so I'm really excited about it. I sent you. I don't know if you have it queued up.
Yeah, I got that. I'm gonna get that up there, man.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm talking the football
Oh,
plus
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The coach and I exchange emails today, and so we want to encourage everyone to go out because there's pregame meals
Okay,
and
man. I thought that would
yeah.
have been filled. I got you. I'm gonna put that up there. But go ahead.
Oh, we're the first ones. So, coach, know that we're going to take one of those slots, but we ask, some of the businesses, churches, families, pick one of these games, and so we can feed these young men before they go out and play. And I will tell you, when we did it last year, it was so much fun, man. Interacting with them as you hear some of the side chatters going on about the game and practice and that kind of business, man. And it just keeps. I think it's an inspiration, not only for us but for them to see that we come out and support. So they've already posted on the Andrews page, Andrews High School page, I should say, the schedule along with those pregame meal open dates. So let's go ahead and fill those things up so we can take care of our Yellow Jackets and look forward to a great, great season.
Yeah, that's and not to mention that the meal that we fed them last year, but they went up there and put about 50 points up that after that meal. So
Yeah, and I,
uh,
and, and I
uh
think that was that spaghetti.
yeah, we probably need to take 2 or 3 this year.
Yeah, I forgot what the
Yep,
entire meal.
yep.
I know one of them was spaghetti.
S&M. Yeah, man. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me hey, listen, we all coming off the break here. So let me get this I'm gonna get this list up. But it's important that you guys again, churches, different organizations volunteer and let's feed these boys. It's a great experience. And it's gonna be fun, of course. And it's just a good thing to do, man. It's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do. All right, let me get these
I'm
pictures.
already getting coached. I got to work on my camera angle.
We're hey, listen,
I'm
we,
rusty, man. It's been a minute, and actually, I'm on my
we
iPad because my computer is down. So, hey, just bear with us tonight. The information is what's important, and and I know I'm always going to have my coach out there telling me about how my set looks, and this is grassroots again. We're starting over again. So, but what's important tonight is some of the topics we're going to talk about, especially in respects to. And I saw your promo. We talk about what's happening over in the Black River Mobile Home Park area and what's about to happen if this thing is not taken care of, and the impact it's going to have on the people. So we got to talk about that, and that's really what got me going again because this is a very sensitive topic and some action to be taken. So we'll get into that. We'll talk a little bit about some of the buzz we've seen that sparked off almost every building cycle. You'll see some chatter going on,
yeah, and that thing, I'm gonna tell you, I was on it. Remember, I was telling you,
yeah,
and this is not, man. Listen, well, I got my opinion on it, but I'll hold on to that. Yeah, let me get this. I keep going into the wrong thing here. It's been a second here, but when I edited it back. Oh man, I just wanted to pass a message on to you because Ms. Matt. I don't know if you heard me when I said that, but I saw Miss Madeline Rivers this weekend, and
No,
she
what
hit me
happened?
with the hey, I see y'all in a while. And I had several people, man, when I was getting ice, had a conversation with a gentleman about that fishing situation, which I think the county's kind of wanting to back off of that. I didn't get a chance to send out a link to um, um, Councilman Cooper, but yeah, folks are dialed in a little more than I thought and so
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't followed that story. I'm only aware of it because you mentioned it, but I don't have any in depth information on what's happening. So what's get me caught up on?
well, there's and I'm not well read on it, because I'm not a fisherman that fishes off the shore
Yeah.
at the beach, but I know it's a big thing. I see people doing it when I go down there, and the county wanted to do away with it. Now I don't know if it was because the fishermen were drawing sharks near, or how it worked out, but it was just a full stop. We're gonna just do away with it, and of course, the folks from that side of town, when they come out and speak up about the situation, things mysteriously move in
Well,
in, in a positive direction.
yeah, and so you catch me tonight on it's not emotional, but if you stay in something long enough, you'll start to see and understand the some of the things that the people doesn't see. So in this case, and again, as I mentioned earlier, some chatter on Facebook, and so I met recently, like in the last. That's why I'm running a little late. In the
Hmm.
last hour, and spoke with one of the young ladies who had some concerns, and that was expressed on Facebook, and I won't call a name. Everything is fine. Wasn't appear wasn't what it appeared to be. But the thing that I walked away with most is that the not knowing. And it's not because the information flow. A lot of people are busy, and and I'm saying this because of this fishing thing you're talking about. All of the nug work, the work that goes on, not necessarily behind the scene, but then outside of the when we're doing our daily activity, a lot of folks don't follow it or can't follow it close enough to understand the details. So I don't know what drove the county to. It had to be something that said fishing here is whatever it is. What I'm asking, the same thing with these things. If you're not getting your mail, did not to get your bill, that's not the towns. And I think I sent you something that is kind of you know I don't know if you saw that stack. Yeah. So when you see stuff like this is all return mail. Hopefully nobody's addresses that. This is stuff that we don't control. This goes uh, to the the post office.
I can tell you that I promise you some mail was in there for me for my business license.
It's probably
I promise you this, and
yeah
I'm telling you this, like I didn't, and I thank God you sent me that picture. I didn't go eat, whatever immediately, but everything. I'm like, hold on, this is systematically happening.
yeah. Now
Okay,
that's and we've heard a lot of the just like again whatever you're feeling is going to be expressed on Facebook and right, wrong, or indifferent. So yeah, this has been a lot of talk about what's happening over the mail. So again, what we have in the system, what we put in the system when you fill out your application for services, that's what it is. It doesn't change. We don't arbitrarily change that. It only change when the customer comes in and change it, and then it goes out. So it's all automatic, automated, produced, packaged, and it goes to the post office right across the street to be mailed out. Why it's not getting to your house, I can't answer that. That's something I have to address with the postmaster. But because you don't know how that works, then you draw an opinion, and you'll express that, and you don't have the full details, and it doesn't really come out until we have a sit down, like I did tonight with a young lady. And so I would say, I said all that to say, look, whatever's going on with this fishing situation, go, go see your
Your county rep.
or the administrator said, okay, what, or pull up the record, because I'm sure for a decision like that, it's documented.
Yes, they're voting on an ordinance.
Yes, they generally will not make these decisions arbitrarily or by themselves. So then do that research before you get on to Facebook, because what's happening when you come on here with a heartfelt issue, then you're gonna have all of your friends that believe what you're saying. They're not going to think, well, maybe you don't have all the information, but they're going to chime in, and then it becomes a big issue. Now, only thing you're doing is generating money for whoever site that you're on with a bunch of inaccurate information. That's really what goes on. So the person who owns these sites, they're getting paid,
benefiting from it.
Bad information.
That's it.
I mean, it's
garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah. So I would say take the time, and again, we don't always get it right, but do your research before, or go back. Like I was, part of that conversation was, hey, look, part of these rate increase and all these things we do, we've had multiple meetings, public meetings. No one shows up, but we have it documented. And I showed a young lady, here's all the things that went into this. Then it's like, okay, I didn't know that. Well, that's routine. We have to do those things by law, and so then nothing we do or any other form of government should be in secret. So it's got to be documented.
All right, and Mayor, let me clear this up. I'm glad we back, baby. We back. So Lori Glisson, right here, you says that the USPS has nothing to do with, and let's be clear, because you're not a good listener. The mayor didn't say that. I'm saying that. Okay, all I'm showing you is a picture of a bunch of returned mail. Okay, I've been on this podcast numerous times expressing the fact that mail wasn't making it there. I've been telling people to download the app so that they can see what mail is generated and what mail is supposed to come to their box. Okay, I've spoke with the post office numerous times about what's happening there. Okay, so for this amount of mail to be just, you know what I mean, this happening, nah, that's me talking. That's Jamal Richardson. Okay, email me at jamal@andrewsthepodcast.com. All right, so don't get there about this, and then you come back with saying, then you come back and say lots of worse issues. No shit, Sherlock. So we're going to solve all now, okay? And I'm not going to take a lot of time to do what I'm doing right now. Lots of worse issues. No, really.
I mean, listen, tell this young lady, and she's welcome to come down, and I'll sit down and talk with you as well, and either confirm or deny what you're saying. But I'm not going to have a debate with you.
Mayor, please, sir, I'm going to ask you to say. You don't have to deal with that. I'm gonna deal with that garbage right there, like that. And again, I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading what she's saying, but she don't know what she's talking about. And so let's. I apologize, y'all. I just got back. I'm a little. I'm like Geno Jennings of the podcast. I'm ready to. If it ain't in the podcast book,
No, but she's welcome to come down again. I will take the time, because it seems like she's passionate about something. She just don't have all the information. As general speaking, again, people like to chime in and like and comment on those kind of things. But what I'm saying to her and the rest of them, come on down. I haven't seen her at the meeting.
Yeah, nah, but she said she don't live in Andrews. She said she don't live in Andrews. She just follows.
Well, if you don't live in Andrews, then I appreciate your comment, but it's not making, it's not helping. Yeah. So thanks, and come by and visit sometime, and we'll show you some of the other things that are going on that are not issues or actually positive. So enough with that. We'll move on.
Yeah. All right. So the issue with down there in the trailer park down there. I remember we had that meeting. About. Well, I mean, they had the meeting. I just attended it. The citizens over there, where they were basically petitioning you to see, what it is you can do to help them, because they had raw sewage, just going straight on the ground out there. And so, don't know that situation happened, and I guess he came and maybe rectified that, and then it just been quiet over there or whatever. But I know he's been spending money to any negative videos about him. Oh, he spends money to have that squashed.
No, absolutely. Well, and again, for the listeners, you probably have a lot of new people, like the young lady who was just kind of expressing uninformed opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to give me a minute to kind of get them caught up what's happening.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the real thing the real issue I wanted to talk to you guys tonight and share some information, because we're about to do something that's unprecedented here tomorrow, maybe Thursday morning. That just breaks my heart, and it's involved the what most of us know as Deerwood Estates. That's over. It's a customer that we serve across in the Williamsburg County, and there's about 40 plus residents that live there, and that property is owned by a guy, and so now it's called the Black River Mobile Home Park or something of that nature. Just changed the name, but the bottom line is, for decades, we provide them water and sewer up to a point, to a master meter, into one sewer lift station. That's along Israel Road. So if you turn off of County Line Road into off Israel, you'll see this fenced in structure. That's our lift station, and right beside it is the water meter. That is a master meter. Like most mobile home park, there's one account holder, and that's the property owner, the gentleman you were just talking about. And anybody that lives back there will tell
Tim.
you,
Tim, that's his name.
yeah. And so anybody will tell you that the infrastructure back there is dilapidated. That means, like you were describing, there's sewer on the ground occasionally, and a lot more. There's water lines break. The town of Andrews have zero to do with that. We provide water up to the water meter, and he is responsible for the distribution of water and sewer from that point forward. Well, it got to its worst point here, I think, back around Mother's Day earlier this year. And the folks there, that's what brought the attention to not only Andrews, but to the Department of Environmental Services, which is formerly known as DEAC, South Carolina Rural Waters Association, who comes down and assists with small systems. So everybody showed up, because everybody, you had people crying out that there's sewer on the ground. And in this case, for about 4 to 6 weeks, they didn't have water. Right through Mother's Day of this year, the folks back there did not have water because there was a major water line break that this property owner, who's responsible for maintaining the system, failed to respond to for that long. And so it was brought to the attention of the town of Andrews. Of course, we collaborated with this guy and said, okay, we got to get these people service. We'll go ahead and do it, but it's going to be at a cost. And so that's one issue with this guy. Well, the bigger issue, again, when we were going through this crisis with the water and stuff, they're customers too, so we had to go through the same assessment and that kind of business. Well, this guy who is obviously, and he'll tell it. You go to his Facebook page. He's a multi-millionaire, and so, but this guy has not paid his water bill in 19 months, and we can no longer do that. So we met with the folks, and we try to work with him to get something going, because again, he lives someplace outside at some fancy place, but these people back here are the ones suffering. But as we explained to him back in April when we had this meeting, Mother's Day 2024. So we had this meeting with DHEC. We called the meeting because, again, we're at the point now we can no longer do that, and he has to pay his bill just like the citizens. And it's not fair for the town of Andrews citizens to continue to front the bill up, for this until this guy decides whether he wants it. We're not going to do that. So when we brought DHEC and these folks in, or DES, we explained to them. And from April, so surprisingly, we got this correspondence from this guy saying, hey, look, I don't really think I own the system. Well, dude, this is your property, so we're not even going to entertain that. But we're going to collect this water bill. So we told him then, we respond to him, through correspondence, and explain to him. And oh, by the way, you have 30 days to pay your bill, just like everybody else. And if you don't, your service is going to be interrupted, just like any other customer. We met with the people on the 9th of June of last month. We sent them letters because, again, we want them to be aware of what's going on. It's not our responsibility. We only responsible to respond to him. But We're not going to do that. We're going to let the people know what's going on so they can put pressure on him or whatever they need to do to get this guy to pay his bill, because we weren't going to do that anymore. And so we met with them. We heard their concerns. We directed and redirected them back to the owner of the property. Still to this day, nothing has happened. Last night I met with the Williamsburg County government, Supervisor Washington, and the entire council, and explained to them, because those are his citizens, we only provide a service. And so we explained to him, and again, credit to Supervisor Washington. He has been involved in this process from the beginning, but it's out of our hands. He has nothing to, other than those being his citizen, he can't do anything physically for them. But he needed to know, again, because it's his citizens. So we explained to them, and that on the 9th of July, which is tomorrow, will be the last day they will have service there until this guy come forward and pay this extremely large bill.
That was my next thing, because I'm like, okay, you talking about, I don't know, 50 houses, 50 residents back there. Tim Woodbridge is his name. I was just looking for some videos that I had, but I couldn't bring them up. But so how does the town go about getting this money?
Well, we're probably going to end up having to file a lawsuit, or, well, here's the other thing. The guy was collecting the money from the people up until April. Okay,
Tim.
So Tim is getting paid.
Why is y'all paying Tim? Stop paying Tim.
Well, see, because they don't know.
They don't know.
Guy sends them a text message, and his whole management system is flawed from the start. And he sends them a text message, say, "Hey, just stop paying your water bill until he sorts something out." Well, dude, you owe the town of Andrews 6 figures.
Ooh.
6 figures.
Ooh, that's a big number, whatever it is.
So that doesn't make any sense for you to tell. I mean, however you handle your folks, that's fine. But this bill over here will get paid. Or or you're going to cause these people to be out of service. Now, I would hope that they've gone and seek, some legal representation for that kind of business, but nothing has happened. And so we're at that point, and everybody knows. I spoke with a young lady from that community, and I told her, yeah, we're still on track with what we've published repeatedly and what we've discussed for months now, and we have to take these steps, because this guy have to pay his bill. Now, at the same time, the guy is, he's freely on his social media talking about they just purchased another development or another community like this, and he goes on. So he's a big real estate investor.
Big promo guy.
He's not this, going around buying things where you low to moderate income and doing what he does to these people. And so if you can go out and purchase, then you can pay for this. And so there are no more options right now. There's not even an option for, a payment plan. A payment plan is to clear your bill, and then so these people can get their services back. And so we will more than likely have a press conference, because they need to know that it is not the town of Andrews doing this to these people. This, in 19 months, I think, is long enough for him to at least show some interest in taking care and resolving this issue. He owns that property. He
owns multiple property. Hi, my name is Tim, and I'm gonna tell you a success story.
We've expressed that to his attorney, and I'm like, I don't know what fight you're trying to fight, but it's no different than any other customer in the town of Andrews or on this water system. And we have been patient enough, and we can't do it anymore. So we encourage, and I think last night's county council meeting had reached some of the media, so I'll be talking to them tomorrow, because somebody, hopefully DHEC or DES and those guys will put some pressure, because when you have more than 15 mobile homes, you have to have a public works, experts who are managing the system. He doesn't have that, so I'm not so sure how he's been allowed to manage these properties, or have these properties that exceeds the 15 mobile homes, and not be held the same standards as any other municipality. When
Well,
we when
that would fall on the I guess the zoning department down in Winsburg County.
well, um, it's not a zoning issue.
Mm-hmm.
It is a public safety, which is clearly is in the DES arena to enforce. Just like with us, we're permit holders for our water and sewer system. So back in the day when we didn't do what we were supposed to do, we got sanctioned. The town was placed in 2014 under consent order, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a court order to fix these things. So all of this work you see that's going on in Andrews that we've been doing, and again prior to me getting here, but we had to pick it up because DHEC is not playing with this thing, because if you got sewer on the ground, that is an immediate public safety concern.
I mean, and it's going to be in Gab News and all that, but I don't see Gab covering this.
I haven't seen anybody cover this thing, and we've been talking about this as you indicated. You've talked about it when it was at its height, several months ago, and that's the thing I don't really understand. Are we really for them? Is it a certain kind or economic level that we're going to show interest in to? Because just like anything else, public opinion and pressure will get your attention, and I don't care who you are, it gets mine. I don't follow it if it's nonsense, but if it's in a case like this, all of these social media networks, all of these, you know, Live Five and all these guys should be down there trying to figure out what's going on and see who's really responsible. But you can get a couple phone calls about something that is insignificant, on a larger scale, and here they come. Now, I don't play race cards, I don't play economic status cards, but it is what it is. So
But
why aren't
hey,
we covering
uh,
those?
one second, Mayor. Listen, it's a bunch of y'all in here. I'm asking y'all, man, just to do a simple thing. Hit the like button, please. Help out the podcast. I ain't asking you to donate no money. I'm just asking you to just hit the like button. That's a simple thing. Hit the like button. If you don't want your friends to know that you over here getting this good information, then leave. But please, just hit the like button. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Hit the like button. Y'all ain't getting this information nowhere else, and the least y'all can do is hit the damn like button. Thank you.
Come on,
Sorry,
guys.
man.
And this is also business. So
Sorry.
let's
I
go
mean,
ahead.
because we're pushing this content, trying to get it out to as much people, and they can help. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you. Because tomorrow it's gonna be all over the damn news. It's gonna be all over the place. Oh, Andrew's done cut off them people over their water. And this rich punk sitting back on Facebook talking about how much millions he got. Stop giving Tim his damn money. But we done got to the point now. Y'all don't wait almost a little bit too late for that. That's what I'm hearing right now. Hey, listen, Randall Neesmith, if you had trouble getting on, man, just call me and I can do you over the phone. You know what I mean? If you want to get in here and speak, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Randall is the go ahead.
He's a council member for District 3, which falls, this community falls on. And again, shout out to Randall because he's been involved as well. But again, your hands are tied when you're talking about private property. So it's really got to come down. We'll do our part in holding him, responsible for his bill. But more importantly, DHEC has to have to do their part. They got to come. They got to force this guy because, I mean, when they discovered that this lift station that was out there again belonged to him, was overflowing for an extended period of time. Raw sewer had, I don't know if it made it to Black River, but it was very close. It had created its own pond
Of sewer, not water, not a pond of water, a pond of shit. Excuse me.
Raw, exactly.
Raw feces.
Raw
feces. That's the right way to say it, I guess.
Yes, and so then again, it baffles me that why we move so slow, but anyone of influence, everybody comes and pile on, and it shouldn't be that way. Because I'm telling you, of these 271 municipalities in this state, the majority of them are small towns like Andrews who don't have a great deal of resources. There are people on fixed income. So why aren't we running to the rescue of people like that? And again, even in our case, if you got concerns, you can. And if you don't believe what we're saying, go. There are agencies out there that they can come on in and take a look. They can look at all my audits, it's an open book. It don't bother me. And in fact, I've heard that some folks running around that they're gonna call the attorney general, and I'm like, I welcome them. All I ask you to do is give me enough time to get enough coffee for them so they can I can accommodate them, because I'm not afraid of anything that we do in this town in terms of your managing your money and where your money should go. I have no qualms about that. I invite them in. They've been here. Low key people go out and do that, but you know what? They can come on down. I don't have a problem with that. But that's what they're there for, and that's your option. But why aren't you doing that in these low to moderate income areas? Why aren't we on Andrews the News and Gab out here in Deerwood or mobile home talking to these people about what they're about to go or what they have been going through? This has to happen. But these people have been suffering, and it's not a secret because I know they watch our podcast. I know they hear the cries of the people. But let those same people out there report something negative or something else happen, they'll be all over it.
Yeah, especially if
But
you got Andrews attached to it.
and I'm frustrated. Yeah, and if it sounds like I'm frustrated because I see this imbalance of concern and attention throughout this state, especially here where we are right now. When you start talking about people who don't have enough money or are not in these special clubs that everybody wants to report on, but let something go down.
Yeah, because the flip it comment would be, why don't they just move? Well, everybody ain't in a damn economic position to just move.
They can't do that.
You know what I mean? Why don't this man just do what the hell he's supposed to do?
Yeah, but as long as we allow him to ride this thing, he has demonstrated over and over again he's gonna take it to the extreme. He has zero concern, obviously, just by what what he's done to improve things. Zero interest in the health and safety of these people, and that's not just my opinion. Again, when you don't take care of the water and sewer that people consume and have to, then you automatically get placed in I don't give a crap category.
Mm,
And
yeah,
that's a
it
problem for me.
is.
And so you back us, the town of Andrews, into the corner to do what we have to do, and then now, oh, we're the bad guys, but that's not it. And I could
So
deal with that if that was the case, but it's a sad situation. Again, I'm not just trying to, protect the interests of the town of Andrews, but again, I want to voice this thing about
yeah, you talking
the
six
life
figures? We
threatening
need
stuff.
that money. I'm sorry, I understand it, but we need that money in the town of Andrews right now. That's just how it goes.
Anytime,
That's
that's
anytime, and that's
we don't.
that's 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 something that we've been stressing on this podcast for a long time, is that people need to understand why the water is critical, because that's the lifeblood of the town. So, you know um if you don't want to participate in the growth of the town, just move. You know what I mean? But at least pay your water bill. At least pay your water bill, because that's the lifeblood of the town. You complain about services and this and that. Well, where's this money coming from? Most of it's coming from your water bill. A lot of it coming
Yeah,
from
I
your
mean,
water bills.
it's no secret. When you're a small town, your revenue generating resources are very limited. That's your tax dollars, or our tax dollars, and our water and sewer. That's it. And a few things across the way. You can look at our budget online and see where it's coming from, but it's not a lot. It's right up to about $4 million.
And where online could they find your budget? Your budget is
It's
located on your app, right? Y'all make sure y'all download that Town
it's
of
located
Andrews
on the
app.
app or the website. It's all there. In fact, a part of the conversation today with the young lady that we met with, and again, I want to thank Miss Veronica. She went out and her and a young lady came in and we sat down and we all talked about it. Everything is good. It wasn't what it appeared. It's the big issue was she didn't get a bill. And as I show you, and I can't answer to that because I'm not a part of the postal service. The town's not a postal service. And I showed her that stack that you see there. I said, "This is what's happening. I don't know if you're in this stack, but I confirm. Is this your bill? Is this your address on your account?" She said, "Yes." Well, you see that there's a date that this thing was printed and it was sent out with everything else. Now, as she said to her neighbors and all get theirs, but she didn't. I can't speak to this. There's a couple things that get played to this. If you have moved and your account is different and you haven't come and update your records, just like anything else, that's where it's going to go. I can't speak to if there's any challenges inside. Again, I know, Jamal, that you talked about some of your personal experience with not getting your mail,
Not
but I
getting
would say,
checks.
yeah,
And then I call. Rah, 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 rah. At one point, I had to get some checks back, but then this is not. I say okay, and don't get over. The mayor said no. The mayor said Jamal Richardson said that there's something shady going down at the post office, and that's a critical place to really. You can cause mayhem because I got a call about my business license, right? And matter of fact, I didn't get the first one because again, I get a daily digest of the mail that's supposed to come to the box, and the first time it came out, it was my business license and a check. Okay, I called rah. The check showed up. That I promise you, the business license is in that stack right there.
I,
How does that
I'll
happen?
look at it tomorrow when I get in the office.
How does that happen? Hey, and if it's in there, I'm filing a lawsuit against the post office on behalf of the town of Andrews because that is a good way to cause chaos. You can cause mayhem. And here's the thing about it. If you don't, because people just we just trust the mail system. We trust it that if they send it, it's going to get there. You know what I mean? We don't question it at no time. So I encourage you guys. It's the USPS Daily Digest. Download that. It ain't even an app. You could sign up for it on the USPS website, and every morning, about 7:45 in my case, I know exactly what's coming to the mail that day.
And that's something you can post on your site here, people, because I wasn't aware until you mentioned that you can track your mail and that business through this system you're referring to. So if you have that, share with our folks if you will.
And Veronica, it may not be accurate, but it's the best that we got. It's the only chance that I got of knowing. And it seems like when I do, grumble about that mail, it shows up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening inside. I can't speak to that, but I would certainly encourage all of your account holders. If you're not getting your mail, come in and check the system. Make sure that nothing has changed. We can't change any of that. That's why we can't. When you move and you don't close your account, you continue to be billed because if you look on your application, it tells you have to come in and close it out because again, everybody's situation is different. So if we go in and arbitrarily start to changing addresses or closing accounts, then we'll get ourselves in trouble. That's not how it works. So we encourage you to do that, and then go over and talk to the postmaster and see what's happening.
That's where you better start at. I'm telling you that now. I'm telling you from my experience now. I'm telling you from personal. I've been on here crying about this and to see this stack. Oh, that's all the confirmation I need. They got a problem in that office. Somebody need to do a investigation. But man, let me do this here real fast. Listen, we were talking earlier about pregame meals. The football season is right there upon us. You see on the screen right here. I'm gonna cut this out and make it bigger and put it on my page. But we got football games, pregame meals, and this is for the Andrews High football team, varsity football team. I think I heard somebody just pop in there. That might be. Hold on a second. Let me make this smaller. Did I just hear some? There, yeah, he popped in there. There it is. I see you back there, Councilman. But yeah, listen, churches. I mean, you don't just if you personally just want to do this, churches, organizations, groups, get involved with this. You feel what I'm saying? Feed it's a memorable thing to do. You know what I mean? It's a great thing to do. Reach out to Coach. Is this information on here? Can I see his information?
It could be, but they have the Andrews High School Facebook page.
Yep, there you go. You see it down in AHS football. Go there to that page and find Coach's information. Reach out to him and grab you one of these dates. And let's feed these young men. All right. So yeah, but let me get the councilman on over here. Let him add a little bit more to this situation right here. Let's see, boy. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing no more. These my
Been rusty.
engineer my engineer's out of the country right now. All right, Trump caught him up in this little in this thing he got going.
In this free ride.
Yes, sir. All right, let's bring up the councilman right there. How you doing, sir? Oh, let me
How y'all doing tonight?
doing good, man. Just went and had a conversation about the situation going on over in your district. Uh, Anything you want to add to the situation? Any any updates or anything like that?
Uh, I guess first off, just want to apologize to the citizens. Again, like I said last night, I'm getting all of the calls and texts. And I really just wish I or we could do more um to help. It's an unfortunate situation. I hope this is resolved. I hope justice is served, or whatever it boils down to. Secondly, just want to thank the mayor of Andrews, Mayor Frank, right, for just being transparent with me and with us, from day one. And I know uh, in his heart, and he tried to do everything he could do to so we're not where we at right now.
I mean, and Councilman, this is not you guys' fault. I mean, I understand you guys are doing what you're doing, but Tim Woodbridge is the problem right here. Tim Woodbridge. It seems as if like when you got that many people, and I don't know, maybe there's some kind of legal action that they can take, some kind of I don't know, some kind of move that they can the citizens. I don't know. In this what's this what they call it, the 13th hour, but I hear it in your voice, man, but I know you feel for the people, but this is not on you guys. This is on this slum king lord, this slum king, this. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I understand, what you're saying, and I feel the same way. Uh, but you know how when people are frustrated, um, people are backs against the wall. A lot of times people bleed on people that didn't cut them. And unfortunately, like I said, I got I wasn't even elected yet when we were trying to work
yeah,
on so well, I wasn't sworn in yet. So but nobody sees the background work. Nobody sees, those type of things. They just, gonna know what the headline gonna be, or what, someone could be saying. And it's, people you need some people love to have someone to blame. So just I guess what we signed up for.
yeah, man. It's I don't know, Lori. No, they don't determine the meal. It's federal. That's the federal. That's why I'm saying I'm giving you my opinion on what's going on with that mail situation. Um, so have any of the citizens say what are the citizens saying, that what are they getting from Tim, from this company that they're renting from? What are they saying to you that the company's saying to them?
You're addressing that to me, correct?
Yes, sir.
Um, they're pretty much saying that this guy is telling them, they stop paying, that they that he'll be pitting them out. So again, I've even asked around, for some legal information, just to see, what angles can they can they take. But like you said, it's 13th. It's in the 13th hour, and also, you're dealing with a certain demographic of people, and some of these things, take. take money. So you would, unless we have some.
A little bit of technical issues, and I think what he's getting at, and I mean, this is the reality of it, and I think the mayor touched on it earlier when you said that this is a private matter. This ain't got nothing to do with the government. You know what I mean? As far as this guy doing what he's supposed to do, you know what I mean? This is basically between you and your landlord. But go ahead, go ahead.
I will say this too, is that some will say, and well, why don't you just take it over? Well, we can't. It's, again, we can't take private property, and I will tell you right now, it's not something that we would want to take on in the condition that it's in right now, because it's going to take millions of dollars to get this thing right. He's got to replace all of those water and sewer lines, get a the proper lift station to move this in, because that's a pretty big property back there. And so to move that thing from, as far back as it is, you're going to have a force and function. That's what it's lift station. But sewer has to get to it to be moved to the collection point, and so it's a lot involved in it. That's why it requires skilled and certified people to manage it when you become that larger of a system. And so he has none of that. And again, I don't know how he's been able to get away with it, because no one else has been.
He bought a lemon. Sounds like to me. That's what came up back then. Is what my research told me is that this dude bought a lemon. He bought a property. I think what's that saying? Unsight, unseen, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
sight unseen. And I think that's what he did.
Well, he owns it now. He has this hot potato, and he has to do something with it. But again, and if you weren't financially, why are you on bragging and boasting about purchasing another property and trying to get people to invest in it when you're sitting here with people are literally suffering? And I guarantee you, there are kids back there, elderly, some disabled, and if not all, many of them are, again, on a fixed income. So where are they supposed to go?
Mm. And Miss Glisson, the Israel Ave is not in the city of Andrews. However, comma, the city of Andrews sells that trailer park water. And when you own a property of that size, it has its own water system that's supposed to be managed by that property owner. And this is the problem we have. And you're saying the same thing as in Green Acres. You guys have a lot of issues out there.
See, and I would think that in Georgetown County, there's a Georgetown County Water and Sewer District, and they have they manages the wastewater and water system for the county.
Mm-hmm.
The municipality of Andrews and the city of Georgetown have its own. Now, not all of the rural areas in Georgetown County is on the public system, and those are not. They could be on, they're on a septic tank or well for their water and sewer services. I don't know. I don't know enough about the area she just mentioned, but if it's on the public system and you're not in the city of Georgetown, then it's
No, it's not in the city. Green Acres is up 701, like heading toward.
okay, over there. It could be. Then there's another water distribution system. I mean, company over there. So it may not be the Georgetown. So I can stand corrected. And I can't remember. Is it? Man, what is it? There's another system manager over there, and if it's a problem with it, then those guys has the same obligation that we as permit holders, city of Georgetown, or this guy has to, again, to make sure that those things are functioning properly. It'll come to me in a minute. I don't think the administrator's on it.
All right, but go ahead, Councilman. I don't know if you finished your point earlier. Oh yeah, you get. Oh, we got the sound issue there.
Is he on mute, or is this just a sound issue?
So go against the county. Go against the county, not the city. I don't understand what you mean go against. You mean go there and get the information, Miss Glisson? Not quite sure. But again, guys, remember this. Andrews High School football team is getting ready to take that field this year, and we need some people to volunteer to do the pregame meals. Information can be found on AHS Football on Facebook. And I think I got you back there, Mr. Randall. Let me get this off the screen here for us real fast. Again, I want to thank everybody for checking in, man. Y'all hitting that like button like that tonight. This is what it's supposed to look like. And we can get more people in here. But go ahead, Mr. Randall. Man, every time you get ready to talk, that phone acting up. Your sound, I think you're on mute, yeah. Let's see what you got going on here. Exactly. So that's what's going on in that situation, Ms. Glisson, is that good analogy was the Green Acres. So a place like I don't know how that's set up over in that part of the county, but over in Andrews, over in this part of the county, or however that goes in Williamsburg County, that size of a trailer park again has its own water system out there, and I don't know how that works over in Green Acres. That's interesting. I'll find out. But yeah, that's what happens is that the landlord, the tenants were paying their bills to the landlord, and the landlord was putting the money in his pocket, not going down to the town paying his bill, which is the overall bill. And so what's going to happen tomorrow or Thursday, and Andrews the podcast will be there to cover it live, is that the town, we need our money. You know what I mean? And so, and it's an unfortunate situation. It's unfortunate because again, you got a lot of people that, I mean, everybody needs water. You know what I mean? Just for basic sanitary purposes. But now you're going to have this many people without water. So we'll see how this plays out. All right. Are you with us there, Mr. Randall? Let's see what you got. No sound. and it's not you, man. It's the Chrome. Something StreamYard's got going on. I don't know. They done got attacked by their competitors or something. But yeah, it's something they got going on. Michael Higdon, Live 5 News, come out and cover the story. Yeah, somebody's got to cover the story because it's going to be we'll be there to cover it, but some of these larger platforms, we need you there to put eyes on this because this is not good. And Tim does not like bad press. He don't like that. So, all right. But yeah, Mayor, you got anything else?
No, sir. Not well. It's a ton to talk about. I think once we get back on track with our routine events, our routine podcast, we'll cover a lot more. Like the sweet potato festival.
Okay.
And the first veterans formal ball will take place this November.
Formal, y'all. Formal. That means get that tux.
Yeah, so we'll have some special guests that come in to be a part of those things, those events. But that's November 15th. Andrews Heritage Festival will be the 4th of October. So those, kind of mark those dates. And then before that, obviously the 3rd is Andrews High School homecoming on the 3rd of October. But those things we'll talk about it. But I really want, and I don't want to take away from the seriousness of this and the purpose for this podcast tonight is really to bring attention to what's happening in the Black River Mobile Home Park area and the potential impact on or the impact on the people. Um, and it's just it's again as I said earlier, just kind of unprecedented, and I don't feel good about it, but I have a responsibility here to protect the interests of the town. But I will always show compassion for those that are in a situation like this as well. So I'll hold on the other things, and we'll talk about those later. And
Um, real quick, I see that a lot of repairs have been done, and there's still being a lot of repairs. Any you want to give us a update on what they were doing exactly, what's being done?
yeah,
Um,
so again, as we talked about, our responsibility to maintain the systems. What you're seeing right now, it has been going on for the last several months, is maintaining the system. That is now upgrading the water and sewer lines along the roads that you see were blocked. The one actually on Magnolia, South Magnolia near Advance, is completed. So that again, shout out to Green. I don't want to mispronounce the name, but that contract company, which is a local contract company, I think it's Greenwave, that did an excellent job out there to replace that broken line. So if you recall, almost every Friday or when we have a heavy rain, you would always see part of that road blocked off, and we're moving waste from one area to the other. That's because that stretch of the road was blocked. The line had collapsed because we still have clay pipes in several areas throughout the town. A lot of we don't know where they are until we have an issue. But this thing has been going on now for a couple of years. We got the funding, the grant money to take care of that, and those guys came out and did a wonderful job. What you see going on South Morgan, from Little Caesar's Pizza down to Alder, is replacement of the water and sewer lines, and that company also replacing manholes and do some other things that we contract them to do. So that is ongoing. That is a much more complex, and you can see it's about 5 or 6 blocks where the one on Magnolia was about a block and a half, but still important because again we're responsible for keeping waste off the ground, and that's a part of our our efforts to do that. So it's about a $7 million worth of work going on right now. We upgrading the meters. So again, what's going to happen in the future? Now, people need to again pay attention to what's happening here. We will no longer here in short order. We will no longer have to go and manually take readings. So now we have those automatic meter reads. We can drive through, and it's all that data is collected. So meter reading time is shortened. The accuracy of it, you take a lot of the human error out of some of the things when you have the latest technology. I'm very proud of our meter readers. They're doing a great job out there with this system that has been in place for some time and dealing with all of those issues. But that's ongoing. We'll be able to read those things automatically, and several other projects going on as well. But it's about $7 million worth of infrastructure work, and you don't get a lot of appreciation for that type stuff. But that's the foundation of any town is your infrastructure. That's
and
what.
that's why I'm bringing it up, because once they cover it up, right, they forget about it, and they'd be like, well, they won't know another 50 years before.
Hey,
50, 60
believe it or
years.
not, we were getting I mean, literally, some of our staff was getting cussed out because the roads were blocked. We have to block the roads. There were people. It's
I had
insane.
somebody listen. I was down there yesterday. I had somebody riding in the van, and they went to complain, right? And then I guess they look like, that, you know what I mean? Because they figure, they can't, they can't say nothing about the mayor in front of me. Like, the mayor's a grown man. If you want to talk to him, talk to him. But I'm gonna speak some common sense. Like, bruh, like, okay, wasn't it a problem with the pipes? How you gonna fix the pipes? What, you just gonna fix them through and it's gonna, you know what I mean? Magically appear in the ground? Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, it's back to the same, that thing to where you gotta where you know, to make an omelet, you're gonna have to break an egg. You know what I mean? No
It's
doubt.
some of
All right, there you
some
go.
of it
There you go.
is he back?
Yeah, he got. Hey, listen, that connection they look strong right there now.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what's and this normally is my best place to get Wi-Fi and signal. I don't know
Oh
what's going
well,
on tonight.
wherever you at right now, you need to put an X right there. 'Cause that is the spot. No doubt, man. But yeah, Randall, like, what are your, you know, what are you as a county councilman? Again, you can't really get into private matters like this. You know what I mean? But I know you'll be. What are some? What are you looking? Where do you see this this thing settle ending up at?
Man, I hope again, I guess hopeful hoping that, some way out of the blue, this man come pays his tab. But the likelihood, I guess, of that happening is, are you there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The likelihood of that happening, I guess, is slim to none. So you know, I guess that, for one, these people, for one, from the water bills that I was handed, they were paying. We first need to start there. And hopefully they can recoup some of that money in some type of civil suit or something, to because these people are being taken advantage of. So that's what I'm hoping for. They can get compensated, for their troubles, and just how this man is taking advantage of them, and then has the nerve to be on the internet to be some guru or
Hi,
something.
my name is Tim, and I made $14 million last year. That's him. Hi, my name is Tim. You know what I mean? He comes across as this hipster type dude or whatever. That
Mm.
dude is a damn what my man named from the Simpsons. That's a Mr. Burns right there. That's a Mr. Burns for sure. Well,
Yeah.
man. So I don't know. This is again. This is an unfortunate situation, man. And again, like you, I hope this man come and do the right thing. Or I don't know, but this is an unfortunate situation. This is and this is why when you live in the communities, you need to be connected in a community, even in your trailer parks, even in your neighborhoods. You need to understand. You need to communicate with your because man, you got to organize. Before the final hour, before and again, Mayor, I understand where you sit. I mean, that's not a pleasant position, but you got a job. You know what I mean. You got a job to do. You got to protect the people of Andrews, and giving 6 figures worth of water away is just that just
Yeah.
can't be done.
No, that's insane. If anyone thinks that that's okay, then I guess there's another thought coming. But we'll send us some prayers tonight that this guy come through with this thing by 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we want these folks will have to experience this kind of madness. That's what I'm hopeful for.
No doubt. Well, again, everybody, I'll be going live around 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll be seeing where we at with this. This is I'm not encouraging anybody to go to Tim Woodridge's page and be mean to him or anything, but I would encourage you to go and ask him what is he going to do about the citizens in what is it called now? Black River Park.
Black River Mobile Home Park.
Black River Mobile Home Park, formerly known as Deerwood. Because this is ridiculous. Like, this is ridiculous. I mean, he's got it. At least he's saying he got it.
It's his responsibility. Yeah, it's certainly his responsibility. So I will be on the phone tomorrow with some folks up at the state and see what's happening there and see how this thing is unfolding as the hours pass tomorrow.
Yeah. With that many people, it seems like there should be some pressure. I understand it's a private matter, but
Now, their voice is much louder. Their action is much greater than anything I could possibly do in terms of getting him to do, because their contract, they have an agreement with him,
Yeah.
and they've been paying him their money. He has one with us for this master meter. So I would hope that they're putting as much pressure on him. I hope that they would, each one of them have legal representation. You know, because there's no way in there's no way around this thing that this guy should be held accountable. That's the bottom line. So that's what I would hope that these folks are doing, but we don't know.
Well, hey, Councilman, any last words?
Uh, nah. Again, just thank y'all, man, for what y'all do. Because again, it's when the mayor brought this before council last night, people couldn't believe it. They were responding right in the midst of him talking about it. So outlets like this to spread information, and give voice to the voiceless is needed. So, just appreciate y'all and everything that y'all do. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be around tomorrow to see how things shake out as well.
No doubt. Okay, again, I want to thank
I-
everybody.
let me
Go
say
ahead.
this too. I apologize.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I certainly do not want this to be this is not going to be some spectacle where, you know, this is the ball dropping in New Year's. Um, so that's definitely not my intent, but it has to be covered. I think it has to be covered, and so that'll take its place. When we get this press conference together, that'll take its place. But it won't be some countdown, and no, we're not going to do that. We're hoping that this guy will come through and take care of this his responsibility.
Because he hates to be criticized in the public. So that's part of what we're doing here is bringing light to it. He doesn't like this. Is not good for his scam. This is not good for his overall scam. So when I get off tonight, I'm gonna go on his page and reach out to him again. And hey, Tim, I'm back.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also too,
Mhm.
just man, I'm sure y'all probably see what we're facing over here in Winsburg County with gun violence and things that's going on, man. So just pray
Hey,
for us that we can get a handle on this thing.
yeah, I'm gonna come back and do something on that. I mean, just talking about it, that's all we can do from this place. But yeah, same thing in Georgetown County right now. We got 2 shootings here recently, a murder, um, and then another domestic violence and shooting. But yeah, this is a nationwide epidemic. And so yeah, guys,
Hey,
man, hey, go
I'll
ahead.
invite. I don't know. I know you guys, Council Randall. I know your meeting last night was recorded. So if you guys could fast forward to the supervisor's closing remarks last night, I think he touched on the core of these kind of things and where the corrective action needs to start. He did an outstanding job of just getting very passionate. Obviously, a man who spent 33 years in law enforcement before he got into this job, and seeing a lot of this stuff and understanding, hey, they wasn't able to fix that with just law enforcement or elected officials. It starts somewhere long before it get.
Oh, man, long before that, churches,
I would say.
homes, churches.
And so all of that has to come together, man. I mean, we it's just all of that have to come together. We can have these rallies and these kind of things, but it's probably after we've lost someone life. So
Mhm.
put the guns down. That's the bottom line. Just put them down, man. Ladies, gentlemen, kids, just put them down.
No doubt. Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody for coming in and checking out tonight. Very good conversation. We will be back to you next Tuesday. You know what I mean? So check in. We're going to be covering again the topics that matter to us in Georgetown County. And I mean, we'll be covering national topics too as we move along. But definitely, man, stay informed. That's the main thing. Okay, go download the Town of Andrews app. You can go in the Google Play Store or in your Apple Store and download that app, or go to the website. Get the information that you need. Don't be in the dark. And we'll see you guys on next Tuesday. Peace.